Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Lebanon remains on edge after thousands of electronic devices exploded across 2 days. Eyewitness video shows the moment an explosion went off roughly 51 kilometers southwest of the capital Beirut as handheld radios used by the armed group Hezbollah detonated across the country's south. Lebanon's health ministry said 20 people were killed and more than 450 injured in Beirut's suburbs and the Bekaa Valley. It came a day after pagers used by Hezbollah exploded, killing nearly 12 people, with around 3,000 injured.
The logic of making all these devices explode is to do it as a preemptive strike before a major military operation. So, as important as the event in itself is the indication that this event confirms that there is a serious risk of a dramatic escalation in Lebanon, and everything must be done to avoid that escalation.
Meanwhile, the UN General Assembly has adopted a Palestinian-drafted non-binding resolution demanding Israel end its unlawful presence in the occupied Palestinian territory within 12 months. There were 124 votes in favour and 14 against, including Israel, along with 43 abstentions. As a non-member observer state, Palestine could not vote. The resolution is based on a July advisory opinion from the UN's highest court that said Israel was occupying the West Bank, East Jerusalem and the Gaza Strip against international law. The Venezuelan opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez has said he was forced to recognize President Nicolas Maduro as the winner of July's disputed election before being allowed to seek asylum in Spain.
Estando en la residencia del embajador de España.
In a video message, Gonzalez said Maduro's aides had coerced him into signing a letter while he was hiding in the Spanish embassy in Venezuela's capital, Caracas, earlier this month. But Jorge Rodriguez, the head of Venezuela's National Assembly and a key Maduro ally, said Gonzalez had willingly written his signature. Electoral authorities loyal to Mr. Maduro announced him the victor in the election, something which was disputed by Mr. Gonzalez and many sections of the international community. 5 women have alleged they were raped by the former Harrods boss Mohammed Al-Fayed when they worked at the luxury London department store. More than 20 female ex-employees who say the billionaire who died last year, aged 94, sexually assaulted them. The documentary and podcast Al-Fayed, Predator at Harrods has gathered evidence that during Mr. Fayed's ownership, Harrods not only failed to intervene but helped cover up abuse allegations. Harrods' current owners said they were utterly appalled by the allegations. North Korea has tested new tactical ballistic missiles using super-large warheads and modified cruise missiles. Photos released by the state news agency there showed Kim Jong-un watching the tests. It is the second time the short-range ballistic missiles have been test-launched in a week. South Korea's military said the latest missiles landed in a mountainous area in the northeast. In a harrowing scene captured on police body cam footage, a 64-year-old Thai woman was found trapped and helpless, entwined in the coils of a python in Thailand's Samut Prakan. Footage showed Arom Arunro lying on the tiled floor of her house with the python, one of the largest snakes in Thailand, wrapped around her body near damp, overgrown bushes. After 2 hours, police and officials rescued Arom, who was then taken to the hospital for treatment. And rescuers have successfully freed a juvenile pygmy blue whale that had wedged itself underneath a private wharf in New Zealand's Kawau Island. The whale showed a little distress as a barge was brought in to dismantle the wharf underneath which it was wedged, but stayed calm throughout the rescue operation. That's according to the Department of Conservation. It then swam into deeper waters after being freed around 6 p.m. local time. Blue whale populations have significantly reduced due to whaling and are listed on the World Wildlife Fund as endangered. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.